What if the biggest reason you're stuck is you? You're doing everything right, setting goals, working like hell, but life still feels like quicksand. No matter how hard you push, nothing moves. Why? Because without realizing it, you've become your own obstacle. Not because you're lazy, but because you're trapped in patterns that feel normal, but are quietly killing your progress. Let's break the first one, the one that hides in plain sight. Number 1. You confuse being busy with being effective. You wake up, check your email, clean up your to-do list, maybe even watch a productivity video or two. By the end of the day, you're exhausted. But the big goal, the one thing that could actually move your life forward, is still untouched. You tell yourself, at least I was productive. But were you? Or were you just avoiding the one thing that actually mattered? Busy feels good, but progress feels risky. That's the trap. Your brain would rather keep you in motion, checking boxes, rearranging tabs, getting ready, than let you start the thing that might expose you to failure. Why? Because doing the real work opens you up to judgment, to rejection, to proof that maybe you're not good enough. So instead, you stay in the loop, planning instead of launching, organizing instead of creating, working hard but not on the right thing. Motion is not momentum. And until you break that illusion, that busy equals progress, you'll keep burning energy without ever actually moving forward. Number 2, you secretly believe success isn't for people like you. You don't say it out loud. You might not even realize it. But deep down, there's a voice, a whisper that asks, who do you think you are? It shows up when things start going right, when someone compliments you, when you land an opportunity that feels bigger than you. And just for a second, it feels like maybe it's your time. But then, you shrink. You self-correct. You tell yourself, don't get ahead of yourself. Be realistic. You call it humility, but it's fear. Psychologists call this imposter syndrome, and research shows that over 70% of people experience it, even the most successful people you know. Why? Because the higher you climb, the more exposed you feel. It's not proof you're unworthy, it's proof you're growing. That voice in your head, it's not the truth. It's the alarm bell of a comfort zone being stretched. And comfort zones, they're just cages with nice furniture. You don't need to be more perfect. You need to be more honest with yourself about what you're actually capable of. You're not an imposter. You're someone who's finally stepping into the life they once thought was out of reach. Number 3, you plan a lot, but you never start. You've designed the perfect system. Notebooks, color-coded calendars, 5 habit apps, maybe even a productivity dashboard in Notion. But the dream it was built for? Still sitting in drafts. Why? Because planning feels productive. But starting? That feels dangerous. When you start, you risk. You open yourself up to failure, to judgment, to reality. So instead, you plan, you tweak, you research, you tell yourself you're getting ready. But the truth is, you're hiding in theory. Psychologists call it intellectualization, a defense mechanism where thinking becomes a shield against feeling, and it works until it doesn't. Because no success ever came from a spreadsheet. Planning without action isn't preparation, it's fear in disguise. And the longer you wait, the more that fear turns into self-doubt, paralysis, regret. You don't need another plan. You need to do the thing your brain keeps finding excuses to avoid. Number 4, you attach your worth to your productivity. Here's a question. When was the last time you felt valuable without doing something? If the answer is, I can't remember, you're not alone. You tell yourself you're ambitious, driven, focused, but truthfully, you're terrified of what happens if you stop. You grew up believing achievement equals worth, that slowing down meant falling behind, that resting meant failing. So you push, overwork, burn out, then crash, then shame yourself for crashing, then push again. You don't rest, you collapse, and when you do, the guilt is louder than the exhaustion. That's not ambition, that's self-abandonment. And the lie underneath it all? That your value is something you have to earn. But it's not. Your worth isn't in your output, it's in your existence. You just forgot. Number 5, you quit right before things get good. You start to feel momentum, more eyes, more opportunities. Things are finally clicking. And then, you ghost the person. You stop posting. You delay launching the thing you were so excited about. Why? Because success doesn't just raise the stakes, it raises the pressure. The voice in your head whispers, what if I can't keep this up? What if they find out I'm not actually ready? So instead of risking exposure, you pull back. You tell yourself you're being smart, that you're taking a step back to reassess. But really, you're trying to control the loss before it happens. Self-sabotage isn't always fear of failure. Sometimes it's fear of being seen winning and losing in front of everyone. But that need to protect yourself, that is the loss. You didn't fail, you forfeited. Number 6, you're addicted to potential. Let's be honest, are you more in love with the idea of your future than actually building it? You visualize it, you journal it, you talk about it like it's already happening. You know the dream so well, it almost feels real. And that's the trap, because when it comes time to move, to actually start, resistance kicks in. Fear, perfectionism, doubt, anything but progress. Here's the part most people won't admit. Potential is seductive. It gives you identity without requiring proof. You get to say, I could be great, without ever risking the possibility that you're not. But potential that's never activated doesn't stay dreamy. It calcifies into regret. And the longer you wait, the louder that regret becomes, until one day your fantasy is the only thing you have left. Number 7. You feel safer in chaos than stability. If your life feels like constant chaos, it might not be by accident. Especially if you grew up around unpredictability, your brain learned to find safety in stress. Calm feels foreign. Peace feels suspicious. So you create drama. You say yes to everything, even when you're drained. You start fights over small things. You wait until the last second to finish projects because that adrenaline rush feels like home. Here's the truth. Your body stays on high alert, mistaking stress for survival. Calm feels unsafe, like the quiet before a storm. It's not that you're bad at routines. You just haven't learned to trust peace yet. And until you do, you'll keep choosing chaos and calling it normal. But peace is possible. And when you finally trust it, chaos will lose its grip. Number 8. You overthink everything, then freeze. Ever get stuck overthinking so much that you don't do anything at all? You write the email, then delete it. You rehearse the conversation 10 times in your head and never say a word. Your heart races, your mind spirals. Every choice feels like it could ruin everything. This isn't just being too thoughtful. It's fear. Fear disguised as caution. When you overanalyze, you avoid making a decision. Because making a decision means risking being wrong. But here's the truth. Life doesn't reward hesitation. It rewards momentum. The irony? While you're stuck deciding, the world moves on without you. Most of what you fear, it won't happen. But your overthinking? It guarantees that nothing happens at all. You don't get rejected, but you don't get chosen either. The cure? Start small. Choose imperfect action over perfect inaction. Number 9. You sabotage relationships that feel too good. You meet someone kind, present, emotionally available. They show up for you. They care. And your brain immediately goes, what's the catch? Instead of leaning in, you start pulling back. You scan for flaws. You test them. Maybe you withdraw emotionally, or even cheat, just to prove yourself right. See? Love never lasts. Why? Because healthy love feels unfamiliar. And what's unfamiliar can feel unsafe. Your brain doesn't crave safe, it craves familiar. And if what's familiar is chaos or neglect, that's what you'll unconsciously recreate. You tell yourself, this is too good to be true. Something must be wrong. But here's the truth. Not everyone is here to hurt you. But if you never stop bracing for impact, you'll never feel what it's like to be held. This pattern? It's not your fault, but it is your responsibility to break it, because not everyone leaves. But if you keep testing them, they might. Number 10. You talk yourself out of deserving more. You want more freedom, more money, more love, more peace. But just as things start getting better, a voice in your head whispers, who do you think you are? You fear being too much. You fear being envied, resented, or worst of all, abandoned. So you shrink. You quiet your wins. You apologize for your dreams. You'd rather be accepted than fully seen. But here's the truth. That voice, it's not yours. It's inherited, conditioned, installed. Maybe by your parents, maybe by your past, but it's not you. You were taught that wanting more makes you selfish, loud, unlovable. But it doesn't. Wanting more means you're waking up. And the better your life gets, the louder that old voice will scream. Until one day you finally turn around and say, enough. That's the moment everything changes. Not because you became more worthy, but because you finally stopped arguing with the fact that you already are. Which one of these signs hit you the hardest? The busy work? The overthinking? The fear of peace? Be honest with yourself. Not to shame, but to finally shift. Because here's the truth. The version of you that's stuck isn't the real you. It's the version that got built for survival, and now it's time to outgrow it. Drop a comment and let me know which one you're breaking free from. And if this hit you, save it. So next time you start slipping back, you'll have a reminder of who you're becoming.